What's good, everybody? I am back again, and this time it's to talk about the Culling, the reboot of a reboot. So some of you may know this game from when it came out in 2016. It released on Steam Early Access, and it was a Battle Royale game. So around that time, Battle Royales were kind of dominating the gaming market, but this one stuck out enough because it was unique. It had a game show type aesthetic to it, and there was crafting, there were airdrops, there were hazardous things on the map, so it kind of made the game a little bit different. So now, with this reboot of a reboot, since the prior game died from lack of players, obviously, and updates and fixes that the game desperately needed, so now it's back as a pay-to-play model. Yeah, a pay-to-play. And the game already, I think it costs around $5.99 unless you already owned it before. Then you would just install it and play it, and then you have 25 free plays before having to pay for tokens in the store to continue playing. Now, if you won, you could continue playing and you wouldn't use any of those free plays. But if you didn't, then hey, you use them up and then you gotta pay to play. This kind of mechanic system is extremely disrespectful to the game's fan base that it had before, and it is predatory to anybody that has some kind of addiction or gambling problem or anything of the like. And the fact that they are doing this, the developers should be ashamed that they even try to push something like this out, and Microsoft shouldn't have even considered releasing this game again or even allowing it back on their store with this kind of model. So you might be asking, is the game worth paying for? Is it worth this pay-to-play model? What makes it so good to where you would have to continue paying to play? It's not. There's nothing that this game offers that you would want to keep playing and paying. So let me break it down. The game's controls are clunky. So I came from PC. Obviously, when it was on Steam, I played it on PC. The game felt good enough on mouse and keyboard, and from my knowledge on playing it briefly on Xbox One before the game shut down before, it seemed okay, but now that it's back, it just feels clunky. It doesn't feel optimized for a controller. So moving around and fighting, it doesn't feel good enough to where I feel the combat's any good, because it's not. Now, the visuals are outdated, the textures are muddy, they don't seem to be changed from the original build. In fact, they actually seem a whole lot worse. The game's frame rate seemed to dip here and there. It just wasn't smooth and it wasn't optimized. So for a 2020 game and they still haven't really made it look that much better, it's pretty sad. So then to top that off, the combat really isn't even that good to begin with. It was decent before, but they haven't seemed to really change it from the original build. It boils down to shove spam, which is when someone shoves you just to break your block or to give an opening for them to hit you. And it relies on stamina. So if you're running away or if you're using too much stamina and someone's chasing you down, if you're out of stamina, you're more than likely to lose the fight and probably not survive. And then with those 25 free tokens, you're probably wondering, oh, what if the game disconnects? What if the game crashes? What if something else happens? Well, that happened to me, and it used a free token. So you can already begin to imagine how unfair that would be if you have only a limited amount of tokens and something outside of your control happens, and then you lose a chance to play, because that makes sense. So yeah, there's really no reason anybody would want to choose this game over any other battle royale that is out right now and that is actually free. Apex, Warzone, Fortnite, these games are leagues better than this. No one would ever choose this over those that are actually free and have optional paid content. It's a shame to say all this because I used to respect Xavier in the past for this game in its early days because it was actually fun and enjoyable for what it was in a time where Battle Royale started to get big. What they had was just a little bit different in its tone and mechanics to stand out from the rest to be its own thing. But now, I don't know what they're trying to do. My theory is that this is a last-ditch effort and an excuse to bring the game back that didn't have much of a player base to begin with, or to fund their next game that probably will have a decent idea and a horrible execution. Honestly, if you are a fan of this game and wanted to check it out, don't even waste your bandwidth downloading it, and don't even waste your money buying it. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of money, and it should have died for good when it did. I am asking anybody, please do not support this type of tactic. It is not something gamers need nor want, and Xavier needs to know that. I know I'm a small channel and my opinion and views on this game might not get heard or be seen or cared about, but this is something I wanted to get out there because this is not something I agree with. I'm completely against it, and I needed to rant about it because I knew what this game used to be and what it is now, and the comparison is unrecognizable. For anybody who didn't play it, they are now hearing this and they can avoid this because it's trash. That's what it is. I'm calling it how I see it. It is a garbage game and people need to know about it. But that's it from me, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I appreciate it. Hopefully my opinion gets heard. Hopefully people steer clear from this dumpster fire, and I'm out.